The movie is The Smashing Machine, which was written and directed by Benny Safdie. The sports biopic follows MMA fighter Mark Kerr as he makes his professional MMA debut, becoming one of the pioneers of the sport. The film follows him over the course of a pivotal 3-year span of his life from 1997 to 2000, where Kerr aims to prove his worth as a competitor in the octagon while battling against the immense stresses on his body, his mind, and his relationships. This movie's quite a bit different than most other biopics I've seen. It's truly a slice of life movie that focuses on just 3 years of MMA fighter Mark Kerr's life. And part of what's interesting is there's a lot jam-packed into these 3 years because while it only covers a very short time period, it manages to showcase some of the greatest struggles of Mark Kerr's entire life. Along with his meteoric rise in the sport of MMA, he was also met with a lot of adversity. He had to deal with losing a fight for the first time, spiraling depression, substance abuse, and some serious challenges within his platonic and romantic relationships. Now, full disclosure, I'm not usually a big fan of biopics. I never really find them that interesting because they're typically stories that I already know, and they often follow the same sort of formula. But I really enjoyed this movie because it wasn't a story that I was already familiar with, and because it felt fresh and new, in large part because it didn't follow a lot of the same beats that these types of movies usually do. Now, I will say I do think that is a bit of a double-edged sword because there are people like me who really enjoyed that and appreciated that it was different and it wasn't this sort of standard format that we're so used to seeing. But I also know that I've seen some criticisms where people feel that the film dragged on a bit and didn't build up to this massive climax that we're so accustomed to seeing in films like this. But personally, I was enthralled by the movie, primarily because of the outstanding direction from Benny Safdie behind the camera and the lights out performance from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in front of the camera. I thought it was such a cool, unique idea to shoot the film with 3 different formats, going from VHS to 16mm and all the way to 65mm film, moving from one to the next in sequence to immerse the audience in the era in which the film was set, and to gradually progress in quality and depth, which mirrors the journey of Mark Kerr at this time. Visually, I thought the movie was fantastic. There are a litany of different film techniques used to make you feel like you're a member of the audience as you watch this film. They put you right up against the ring, or even in the nosebleeds of the stadium, rather than giving you this POV of one of the fighters, or even the referee. It really makes you feel like you're there watching the fight, and it just completely adds to the realism. Just like at a real fight, you can't see everything. The ref will get in the way of your view, as will the ropes, as will the cage of the octagon. The long tracking shots following tightly on Mark Kerr's back as he walks to and from the locker room really resonated with me so much because it just forces you to get inside his head and think about what he must be feeling in those moments. From the terrifying anxiety he might feel before a fight, to the elation after a victory, to the shame after a loss. It's an extremely powerful visual that the movie effectively employs on a consistent basis throughout the film. The film has some serious emotional gut punches too. The scenes of Mark Kerr breaking down into tears made me feel genuinely choked up, and that was in large part due to the sensational acting performance from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And speaking of, I gotta give him his flowers, man. The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson, truly transformed into Mark Kerr for this film. Yes, he had the help of some incredible prosthetics. However, it was his performance that truly brought this character to life. I think I would say before seeing this, he pretty much plays the same character in every movie. I know we've all seen that one meme of him in the jungle, even though it's 4 separate movies. And I think that's why this was so astounding, because not only was he a completely different character, but he showed tremendous range and emotional depth that I didn't know he was capable of. His performance instantly gives you insight as to who this guy is. A kind, sensitive, and genuinely friendly guy who just so happens to be a hulk of a man who is deadly in hand-to-hand combat. And beyond just his performance in the film, I think his preparation for the film is also pretty incredible. He put on over 30 pounds of muscle for this role, and as a guy who is massive like The Rock, that's not an easy feat, so I think him doing all this prep, showing what he's really capable of, was a way for him to put himself on the map as an actor and hopefully be taken seriously for future roles. Emily Blunt did a phenomenal job playing Mark's longtime girlfriend Dawn in the film, which is really no surprise. She's an incredible actor, but I was very surprised by how well real-life MMA fighter Ryan Bader did playing Mark Coleman, considering this was his acting debut. I will say that I do wish they would have dialed a little bit more into one specific issue that Kerr was dealing with at this time. I think they covered a lot of different issues, which I really appreciated, but I kind of wish they would have spent just a little bit more time maybe on the substance abuse or the struggles he faced with his first loss, for instance. Overall, this is a sports biopic that I really enjoyed because of the compelling direction and visuals from director Benny Safdie, the hard-hitting emotional swings the film showcased, and the unbelievable career-best acting performance from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as well as the rest of the cast. I thought this made for an awesome theater experience because it looked so good on a big screen with great sound, so I highly recommend trying to catch this one in a movie theater while you still can. So go watch The Smashing Machine. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, please like the video, and add a comment letting me know what you thought of this movie or what movie you think I should review next. I put out a movie review each week, so subscribe to stay tuned. Thanks, y'all.